Key to anything that you sell in life is if the customer is actually using it, you're going to hopefully see a lot better results. We see 30% of all customers that have not completed their onboarding process churn or not renew their contract within the first year. Before we start, I'd like to remind everyone, subscribe to our YouTube channel for all the great videos that we produce on customer success. My name is Irit Eizips, and I'm the Chief Customer Officer and CEO for a company called CSM Practice, that stands for Customer Success Management. What we do is we work with technology and services companies to help them reach profitable growth much faster. So we accelerate that process for them, and we do so by implementing customer retention strategies, expansion selling strategies, and not only make recommendations about what those should be, but we actually take the time to work shoulder by shoulder with our customers to implement those strategies until they see results. The way that I'm involved with user adoption is obviously, the key to anything that you sell in life is if the customer is actually using it, you're going to hopefully see a lot better results. So we see 30% of all customers that have not completed their onboarding process churn or not renew their contract within the first year. So there's a significant issue with users not adopting the solutions. The way that we get involved is we conduct an assessment and we do some cohort analysis around, what type of lack of usage do we see? Where is it stemming from? And where are the opportunities we can introduce into the process of onboarding or reviving the adoption via, scalable methodologies like emails and in-app messages and webinars, to having what we call a high touch, which is a one-on-one engagement with clients and users to teach them about the process and get them onboarded and using the system. So we typically see a few segmentation when we need to define what's going on. So there's always some users that are using the system, but they're only using like one thing out of the entire thing. So it could be like one process, whereas your system can actually cater to 4 or 5 processes. Some of them are using the system, but sporadically, like once a month, once a quarter, where you actually see your best users using it almost daily. Some users are using it, but they don't really leverage any of the sticky features. So they don't have the system integrated with anything or any other systems that you have. And so the opportunity or the risk for them to move to another platform is fairly high. So we try to bucket these risks of adoption into, a few different flavors, and then create a playbook to increase adoption depending on the situation and the results that we wanted to see. So if you're in the market and you have a platform that you'd like, or a service that you'd like users to use it more productively, there's different things that you can do. First of all, I recommend doing the due diligence. So from looking at the data and do some cohort analysis to actually talking to end users that have stopped using your product. Most of the time, users just don't understand what the product does. Could be that the onboarding experience is not as smooth as possible, or the UI needs to be fixed. If everything in the product is working fine, then there is definitely a use case issue where the customer doesn't understand, the end user don't understand how to incorporate the solution into their day-to-day activities, or the pitch is just nearly not there. So first of all, understand the issue of the problem, and then come up with ways to either leverage automatic or one-to-many solutions to educate them about the use cases or the know-how on how to integrate their systems. And then, of course, there's always the heavy lifting, throw bodies of the issue, where you'll have the customer success manager reach out when there's a large cohort of end users not using the application, that you need to actually address it at a higher level versus fixing it at the end user level. If you want to learn more about user adoption and the work that we do on this subject, I highly recommend checking 2 resources. One is our blogs. We have a ton of blogs about the topic, whether it's onboarding or product adoption, or how do you select metrics for product adoption to make sure that users actually adopt your solution. That's available at csmpractice.com /blog. and of course our YouTube channel, where we not only share best practices and things that we constantly do with customers, but we also interview other customer success executives on user adoption methodologies and best practices and things that they're actually doing in the trenches, and they offer a lot of tactical advice. And best of luck. Hope this was helpful.